Okay, so he's just attacking with the Sluiceway Scorpion. I think I'm going to trade a Centaur for it, and then his plan is then to populate onto the Snowflake Crocodile, have a giant lifelinker, and then I'll toss down his Judgment, the Crocodile away, and that's cool. So, trade a Centaur for your Scorpion. I mean, I'm only trading half the Scorpion, because he then unearths it, but I trade the Toss down his Judgment for the other half, get more birds, and that's all things I'm fine with. Ooh, what's this? Krosner Monitor. He finally hit his double green, and he was after 3/3s with Trample. Good for him. So he didn't exile the Scorpion, as expected. That is to say, the Scorpion was what was expected. He went against what was expected. Here I get in there for 5. I'm certainly populating in some way on his turn. I'm either going to Deliverance a load of combat damage, or just Tiny Judgment, which will then put him on a 2-turn clock from 5 birds. Birds are good. This set of Songbirds has really been quite good. It's just made a single bird token, and I've populated it like 5 times. And that's been fairly good for me. Please exile the Scorpion. Please put the Scorpion on something. Yes! Feel your anger. Fantastic. So his plan is just to gain 5 life and then... Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you, God! Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like a 3-for-1. Christ. What has he got? 3 mana. Surely he just plans to give a lifelink here. Okay. I'm just going to fog, is what I'm going to do. And he's going to concede with fog on the stack. Beautiful. I mean, I was planning to kind of get the 3-for-1 there, but turns out I didn't need to, because he just went for the Alpha Strike, and I was like, that's not happening. So I get to make round 2 with this Lesnia deck, and I will see you there. I'm probably going to try and make some tea in between rounds. Welcome back to round 2 of How Much Draft, and it's a mulligan. We're going second. This is a hand of 6 lands, and a spell that doesn't really do anything. So yeah, let's try 6 cards. And this hand needs a green source, but I'm not convinced it's a mulligan. What have we got? 6, 7, 8 green sources in the deck? I think it might be 7. But most of them are basic forests, and I think this is going to be better than 5 on the draw here. Up against Ultim 8, we didn't watch any replays, which is awkward. You should watch replays if you're watching this, by the way. Come on, forests. One more forest, and, you know, 1 turn behind on the Centaur's Herald isn't a problem, but that's an awkward draw. I mean, if we draw a forest now, that becomes pretty good, because then we can make Centaurs, Druid's Deliverance to the Centaurs, Wayfaring Temple, the Centaurs, you know. Centaurs are good. Nope. Okay, let's bluff him into thinking we're on the Azorius plan. Are we good for 1 more turn? Ugh. Not going to be good for long, we're going to be beaten to death. Sure. I mean, I think this was better than going to 5, certainly, and that first hand completely wasn't keepable. So, I mean, 5 on the draw isn't appalling, but with 5 there's always a chance you just mulligan into 5, you get 5 lands, and you can't do anything. Okay, well, we can cast a spell at last. Turn 4, we get our 2/5 Vigilance, which, to be fair, shuts down his Frostborn Weird beatdowns, but past that, doesn't do a lot. Hopefully we draw some green mana, hit 6, courses record ourselves 5 Centaurs, make a Wayfaring Temple that's like a 7/7. How are we going to stop his flyer? We don't have a Towering Indrik. Ooh, do not like to see that. If we attack, he blocks with the Frostborn Weird. He could double block and then eat our guy, and that's pretty awkward. Yeah, he could double block, pump twice. Then I trade for Frostborn Weird, but that's still way more awkward than just passing the turn. Yeah, no attacks. I mean, I've got Vigilance, so in a way it's... Okay, we're on the Azorius, is it? We're up against Azorius, is it? Is it Azorius? Yes, it is. Anyway. Do I have any spiders or flyers or anything? I'm not convinced that I do. So I've drawn 3 of my 4 blue sources, possibly 3 of my 5 blue sources. Ugh. So now I have to decide on upkeep whether or not it's worth keeping this guy. Okay, here's how I look at it. If I don't draw a forest, I'm fairly dead anyway. This guy probably gives me one extra turn against not drawing a forest. So I pay for it once. Hang on, if I pay for it once and then draw a forest, I can still play. Yeah, it's got to be worth paying. Because if I pay for it once and then draw a forest, I can still play Centaur's Herald. And if I pay for it once, then it gives me the extra time to draw a forest. Okay, well that's the most awkward draw ever. Yeah. Spell that I could have cast. But fine, but fine. I'm not convinced by Soul Ties, really am. Removal that gives them the choice, and it's generally okay. Ugh, what's he got at 6? Sphinx of Chimes? There was a Sphinx of Chimes in the draft. I might concede to Sphinx of Chimes. Well, I say concede, be beaten to death by it in a turn and a half. Okay, he didn't play Sphinx of Chimes, he tapped his mana, then didn't tap it, which makes me put him on some sort of counter spell. To be Essence Backlash. If it's Essence Backlash, I should play the Courser's Accord. It's probably still worth paying, isn't it? Yeah, I won't pay the turn that I can Courser's Accord, but since I don't know that that's this turn, yeah. Here I'll just cast Centaur's Herald. If he had a Sphinx of Chimes, I'd probably leave up the Druid's Deliverance, but yeah, no attacks. Okay, I finally convinced him he's going to have to cast his spells in order to beat me. He was convinced. He prevented my 2/5 from blocking or attacking. Yeah, I'll sacrifice that next turn. Okay, he pumps before blocks. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm almost only blocking. I can't take 6 here. If I take 4, and then Centaur's Herald keeps the ground down, I take 5. I can Druid's Deliverance the next turn whilst Cellar of Songbirdsing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's awkward as hell. Cancel. Ugh. Okay, so this turn we herald some Centaurs. I mean, you know, sometimes your mulligans are awkward. And I think this draw had a better chance of winning than 5 did. I've been through my justifications for this mulligan, I think, enough now. And I'm not... If I can manage to recover with Cellars into Druid's Deliverances... Oh, he's got the 2 Tower Drake defense pumps now, so even Cellar and 1 Populate effect isn't enough to take down one of his flyers. That's annoying. If he has any sort of counterspell, I'm obviously in the shit. Okay, so I can play Cellar and Wayfaring Temple and leave up Druid's Deliverance. Can I attack with my 3/3s? No. Let's hold off on the attacking with the 3/3s front, eh? So I play my Cellar. I make a 1/1. I play my 5/5 Wayfaring Temple, which is, I must say, pretty damn good. Oh, I must make white mana, wasn't I? How you play your spells, Jethro? I was thinking I should leave up the Azorius Guildgate, because that way I'm leaving up both white and blue mana, even though I only intend to use the green. Can I get in there with my Centaurs? I mean, if I get in there with one, he just blocks with Spotsborn weird. If I get in there with both, he doesn't really have great blocks. But no, Wavering Temple's just... Well, I mean, my plan is Druid's Deliverance next turn for certain anyway. I'm not Druid's Deliverancing next turn. Maybe that's a risky attack, but... Like I say, there is no chance that I don't just Druid's Deliverance. By all means. So now, you know, that card advantage that I nearly had when he'd been playing spells, I hadn't been playing spells, yeah, that's been mitigated. So, cast a Deliverance. Here's a counterspell, yep. Annihilating Fire? On my face? That's mean. So we got to see Druid's Deliverance even though I was dead on spells. Anyway. Aerial Protestation definitely comes in. Swift Justice and Fencing Ace. Swift Justice probably helps my birds trade up with his flyers, which is good. I mean, I already have Concordia Pegasus, which is fine against Tower Drake. Doesn't do a lot against the 3/3, but You know, having that against Tower Drake's pretty good. A new Prof Guild Mage to fly things into the air. I have some worked out what I'm taking out for aerial protestation. Could take out Avenging Arrow, could take out Keening I think Keening Apparition. It's just a Dorky 2-2. And yeah, I can. Yeah, I would love to play first. I didn't see any enchantments out of him. Oh, on the play. 5 lands, no creatures. Let's take it to 6. This is much better. Yeah, this I'm actually quite happy with. It's got 3 lands. It's got all my colours. Obviously, you know. Yeah, this I'm way happier with than my last Mulligan. Mostly because of the colours. You know, this one needs lands like my last one did. But, we'll see. Now, normally, you should fetch a Guild Gate. Yes, I would love to. But here I'm actually going to fetch an island, because I never need more than 1 of any colour of mana. And this way I can play Wayfaring Temple next turn. Whereas if I fetch a Guild Gate, I can't. Sure. And Wayfaring Temple can probably get through the next turn, because it'll be a 2-2 here, and then I can make it a 3-3, which is bigger than his Electromancer. Ta-da! I mean, I can't actually populate after I get through, but, you know, it's the thought that counts. Obviously, a gate would give my Armory Guard Vigilance. So, you know, 6 of 1, half a dozen of. Holy crap, his spells are cheap. By Christ. So I can attack with Wayfaring Temple, trade my temple for one of his Electromancers, and stop the fact that all his spells now cost like 1. Or I can just sort of wait and hope that the Wayfaring Temple's ability to populate central courses later